I'm Jenny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. This is the speaker portion of our Connections After Hours gathering of the On Purpose Woman Global Community. Keri Bentsen speaks on Getting Unstuck, Your Guide to Meaningful Behavior Change. Keri, a behavior change specialist and dedicated wellness life coach from Pennsylvania, is passionate about empowering women to prioritize wellness and achieve behavioral change into daily life while also cultivating joy and positivity. Keri combines her expertise in wellness with practical strategies to help others thrive in both personal and professional spheres while maintaining a harmonious balance in life. You can find out more about Keri on her website, which is also in the text of this video. So Keri, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Jenny, for having me. I appreciate it.
You are welcome and you are on.
Thank you. So I'd like to ask you all, how many of you get stuck more often than you like? Well, you're not alone. Sometimes we all feel like no matter how hard we push, we're just not moving forward. And at the time, it feels like you will get through it. And before you know it, it's hours later or the next day, and you're feeling the same way. And sometimes it's a pattern that's felt time and time again. But today we're going to explore the different ways we get stuck, the difference between getting unstuck and getting things done. And we will share strategy to break free from that feeling of being stuck. Are you all on board with that? Okay, good. All right. Have you ever thought this? I am so busy. If I only had more time, I could figure things out and get so much more work done. Anyone ever do that? Yeah, I do all the time. And this sensation where your daily hustle seemed to loop back to square one, it's a shared experience, especially for busy women such as ourselves. So whether it's overwhelm, indecision, all or nothing thinking, or the daunting world of technology that's holding you back, we'll explore real life strategies for overcoming these challenges. But first, let's differentiate between getting things done and getting unstuck. So getting things done is about the execution of tasks and the achievement of goals through active effort. We're able to complete tasks or take steps toward the goal. We're able to utilize strategies and tools to accomplish tasks effectively, usually within a set time frame. And we're able to make headway often through routine and disciplined work ethic. And as a result, we're able to realize our accomplishments. And doesn't it feel so good when we accomplish things? Like, ah. And then we have getting unstuck, which focuses on overcoming barriers that hinder progress. What kind of barriers do you face? If you want to go ahead and put it in the chat, I'll read them in a bit. Any barriers that make you feel stuck, you just put it in the chat. So, and I'll come back to it. The first, we need to identify those obstacles. So recognizing the specific challenges or barriers, and the barrier can take on many forms. It could be emotional, psychological, practical, or logistical that may prevent you from moving forward. Okay, let's see. I see needing to learn a new skill. Yeah, sometimes we're stuck because we don't have the skill to move us forward. Exactly. Fear of the future. Yeah, yep, I've experienced that myself. Fear of the unknown, right? The future, if we get unstuck, then we're in a world where, it's scary because it's not familiar to us. So thank you for that. Oh, anxiety about new things or the future. Absolutely. And we can, we get comfortable where we are. So that next step, we can definitely get anxious about because we don't know what to expect. Thank you for putting that into the chat. And how many of you feel that you're too set in your ways to make a significant change at this point in your life? Any of you ever feel that? You're like really set in your ways? Well, if you are, I invite you to reflect on your beliefs about change and age and also stubbornness. I can be very stubborn at times and I don't want to change the way I do things sometimes. Can any of you relate? So then what happens? We sit in that feeling a little bit too long sometimes, don't we? And for me, that happened with technology sometime. Did that happen to you? So, how do you perceive and approach your task or challenges? How about reframing our thoughts and attitude towards obstacles? So, how do we do that? So, let's take Jane, for example. So, she reframed her tendency to overanalyze as a sign of her deep care and commitment to her business's success. So, recognizing this, she set limits on her decision-making time and sought input from trusted people to help her move forward. So, that approach allowed her to make more timely decisions while still feeling confident in her careful consideration of options. Okay. And how many of you feel stifled by some of the technology out there and feel like you just can't keep up? Anyone? So technology helps us do things much quicker and more efficiently, but as we know, there's a learning curve to that. So if you're trying to create an email workflow or trying to figure out how to edit a video for an Instagram reel, what do you do when you get stuck and don't know what the next step is? Sometimes we just try to figure it out, right? Trial and error. And then after a while, that gets old, right? And we can't figure it out. So what's next? Let's make a list of strategies or approaches to navigate this. Go ahead and put in the chat some ideas to help us remove those technology obstacles in our path. So when you get stuck with the tech issue, what are your options? Okay, I see some good ones here. Look it up on YouTube. Yep, that's my go-to. Yep. Phone a friend. Yeah, somebody who maybe you know that is really good at that part of technology that can help you. Google it. Yes. My kids tell me that. I'm like calling them. How do I do this? Google it, mom. So I have to laugh when I hear that. Yeah. Oh, I love the next one. Go away from the problem for a while and an answer might show up or an idea about where to find it. I love that. Sometimes we're just so wrapped up in that situation that we can't see the solution. So we just need to step away. Yep, ask AI. Sometimes AI has the solution. That's like the next Google, right? Yep, ChatGPT, yep, all that. Exactly. So, so when we have that plan, think of that as a plan, and then you may want to save all those things the next time you get stuck. Save the chat. So sometimes it involves seeking new information, skills, or perspectives. So maybe the tech issue is something that you want to learn more about. Maybe start with a 30-minute daily learning goal using online tutorials so that you can become good at it, right? And and sometimes we still can't figure it out. What can we do? And I don't like this answer, but sometimes pay somebody to do it, right? And you know, sometimes we just get stubborn. We just want to learn how to do it and we don't want to pay somebody. But think about this. Most of us are solopreneurs, and we need to realize that it's impossible to do everything ourselves. So we need to think from a perspective of what is the cost of not seeking help for the solution to our obstacles, right? So next, we're going to talk about transitioning from a state of stagnation to one of movement and progress. How many of you have put off making a decision because you're afraid of making the wrong one, or you find yourself so caught up in weighing the option that you end up not making any decision at all? Anyone? Right. So this is a case of analysis paralysis and the impact of fear, and I've seen that in the chat, the fear of making the wrong decision, or sometimes it's a form of procrastination. Sometimes we know what to do. This is about believing in ourselves, right? I know that self-doubt creeps up on you, but deep down, you know the right decision. Trust your instinct and go for it. And other times you just may need professional advice. Take Rachel, for example. She dreamed of changing careers, but was stuck analyzing her options for months. So she decided to set a deadline for her decision-making process and consulted a career coach for 3 sessions. So that pushed her forward from pondering to action. So think about, what decision have you been delaying, and how could setting a deadline help you move forward? Any Mel Robbins fans here? So if you don't know, she is famous for the 5-second rule. So if procrastination is keeping you stuck, try this. Count down from 5 to 1. So go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do whatever it is that you need to get done without second guessing or pausing. Because if you take the time to think about it, you'll probably find excuses not to do those things. Just do it and you'll be glad that you did. So, for example, if you have trouble getting out of bed in the morning and you make a promise to yourself, okay, I'm going to use the 5-second rule. Just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just get up and do it. Now, don't even think about finding your way out of that one. And how many of you think that leveraging your strengths is the key to overcoming the feeling of being stuck, right? So reflect on your strengths. How can they serve as the foundation for overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals? If you're able to focus more of your time on what you like to do and do well, and less on being stuck, how could that impact your life? And before I finish here, I want to take a moment to encourage you to celebrate your progress. Even though you do get stuck sometime, remember, we all do. Recognizing and celebrating even the small victories can reinforce your shift toward productivity and accomplishment. So instead of being upset with what didn't get done on your to-do list, acknowledge what you did accomplish, especially if you were able to figure out how to remove those pesky obstacles out of your way. So feeling stuck isn't a permanent state. It's a sign that it's time for change. Whether it's tackling overwhelm, breaking free from analysis paralysis, or shifting away from that all or nothing thinking, or overcoming tech hurdles, leveraging your strengths. Each step you take is a move towards unlocking your full potential. What small step will you take today to move forward tomorrow? And I wish I could cover more here, but if you're interested in taking inspired action and refuse to be stuck any longer, I invite you to join me in my 4-week Getting Unstuck challenge so that you can move forward. It starts April 17th, and it's only $1 to join, and I'll put the link in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Keri. Everybody who's here with us on Zoom, would you please unmute yourself so we can applaud for Keri and she can hear our appreciation for giving us so many great tidbits and tips tonight. Thank you, Keri.
Thank you, Keri. It was great.
And I want to thank anyone who's watching this live or watching this live or the YouTube replay. If you want to join us for one of our Zoom or in-person gatherings, go to my website, opwgc.com. You can find out all about the On Purpose Woman Global Community and the magazine. And that link is in the text of this video. Thanks for watching, y'all.